Hi everyone, I'm Steve. I'm the CMO of Sphere. Sphere is your official AI that learns from your personal experiences, your marketing expertise, your perspective, your opinions, and your thoughts. With Sphere, you can create the AI version of you that will learn from your marketing expertise and that can answer questions from your audiences on your behalf. A business cannot survive if it's not growing. If you're a seasoned marketer, you need to know how your acquisition funnel looks like. Your acquisition funnel is being fueled by multiple channels. You have like your social media platform, you have your blogs, you have your affiliate programs, your paid media. And at the end of the day, you need to know which channel is bringing the maximum impact to your business. Is it TikTok? Is it your blog? Is it your newsletter? At the end of the month, you need to know which channel is bringing the maximum amount of leads, the maximum amount of revenue. By prioritizing which channel is actually having the greatest impact on your business, you're capitalizing on your growth opportunities. You are telling your business that you know what's going on and that you know which effort you should put or double down to make sure that you will grow faster in the future. Data analytics is very important when you do growth hacking. Growth hacking is basically like how you can grow your business with little to no resource. So it's basically like doing growth at the end of the day. Like the words don't really matter. They describe exactly the same objective that you should have when you're a marketer. But the thing that's really important is that you have the proper information to make decisions. And this information is called data. So doing some data analytics for me is critical because when you're running growth experiment, and that's what you do when you're trying to find the right landing page, when you're trying to find like the right community to focus on, when you're trying to find the best pool of customers for you, you're always running experiments. And to know which experiment has been successful or which one you need to kill or which effort you should double down, you need to have the data accessible. You need to have the right people who can understand the data that you're giving them. And to make sure that you can actually interpret the data, you need to do some analysis and you need to do like some conclusions. So at the end of the day, I don't think it's possible to have a growth hacker that doesn't know how to read the data and that doesn't know how to actually crunch data to decide on which efforts the business should double down on or which experiment we need to kill for the next sprint. There are many frameworks out there that you can use to actually help you measure the success of a growth hacking experiment, but there is one that I really love, which is called the Bullseye framework. You can find it online, just Google it, download it, and then just apply it for yourself. So basically the idea here is that you have a wheel, and on this wheel you have 20 acquisition channels that are just laid out on the external circle. We don't have the marketing department to focus on each of these channels, so what you do is basically you need to make an experiment on each of these channels. After 1 month of running these experiments on each of these channels, you will have enough data points to make a decision on which are the top 5. After another sprint, where you would be focusing only on these 5 acquisition channels that were the clear winners, you should be able to narrow it down to 3 acquisition channels and 3 specific experiments. So that's why I love the Bullseye, because basically you see everything. You know exactly what you've tried, how it worked, and what you should focus on. And there is no single blind spots. You have to try everything. So yeah, just go for it. It's really easy to find on Google. It's a question that we get a lot at Sphere as we are building the infrastructure for anyone to be able to create their official AI. We get a lot of users that come back to us and they ask us, okay, so how does your machine learning algorithm works? How does it help my AI to be smarter, more effective, and safer? And that's what we tell them, right? We tell them that the algorithm is essential for your AI to be smarter and to be safer and to look like you. Because first of all, like this machine learning algorithm that learn from data at a way better pace and way smarter than any human can do. They learn from data, they grow from the learning, so they self-improve. They can identify some patterns from very large and complex data sets, and they can also predict, like from previous trends, what event can happen in the future. And again, a human can do that, a group of humans can also do that, but not at the same scale, not at the same speed, and not at the same constant, because we cannot use 100% of our brain power 24/7, we need to sleep. And AI can do it at a way better pace. The thing that's also amazing about this machine learning algorithm is that like they have this ability to automate some tasks that before were doable only by human intelligence. And so with the advance of AI, there are so many tasks that are really easily processed by AI because an AI is never tired. Like you have the right GPU, you have electricity, you have internet, and everything is really easy for it to process. It just will take a bit more time if for example, like you don't have the proper GPU, for example, but at the end of the day, it will always outsmart a human. The thing that's also amazing about machine learning algorithm is that like they have the ability to understand how humans talk. They can understand and they can also replicate human conversation. That's the reason why when you talk to ChatGPT, for example, like when ChatGPT answers you, you feel like you're talking to a human because it has NLP, right? It has like some natural language processing. And the final thing is that an AI can make a decision. Eventually, we will reach the level of AGI, right? So artificial general intelligence. And from learning from data sets to executing, you will reach the point right before executing, which is making a decision. And because they have the right data sets, the right insights, they can make informed decision. So if as humans we want to give the possibility for AGI to make decision, it will happen. And it will happen really easily. So in a sense, these machine learning algorithms, they really empowers the AI systems to learn, adapt, to perform tasks, to drive continuous advancements that are maybe putting us in a situation where we'll acknowledge the birth of AGI one day. There are key differences between supervised machine learning algorithm and unsupervised ones. So I'm gonna start with supervised learning. So let's take an example. Let's imagine that you have a group of pictures that you want to classify. And you want your AI to be autonomous in the task of classifying pictures. So you will train your AI with pictures that have labels. You would say to the AI, this is the picture of a cat. There is a label that goes with it. The label says cat. You have a picture of a tiger with a label that says tiger. And basically, by learning from all the labeled pictures, the AI would be able to identify unlabeled pictures in the future. So one day, you'll be able to give your AI an unlabeled picture of, let's say, a parrot, and it doesn't have a label, but the AI will recognize the parrot just because he has learned in the past that this was the picture of a parrot. So that's what we call supervised learning. So it learns from labeled data, it predicts output, it can classify new data, and it receives explicit feedback in the form of correct labels. And so you can use it for many cases. So I used one that is pretty easy, which is classifying. You want to classify pictures, data, files, and all of that. And all tasks that just are, regression tasks, for example. For unsupervised learning, so you probably guessed it, it's the other way around. So let's say, for example, you have, a huge pile of mixed up pictures, and no one tells you which picture designates a cat or a dog. The AI would try to find patterns on their own. They would group similar pictures together themselves they wouldn't know actually like what cats are or what dogs are, but they would recognize some patterns and would group it together. And the AI might notice that some pictures look similar, even though you didn't give them the proper direction to interpret them, right? So in this scenario, in this unsupervised machine learning algorithm, the AI learns from unlabeled data, it discovers patterns, it finds sometimes hidden structures, like data clusters, for example, or it can actually like reduces dimensionality, so you have like a huge data set and basically the AI would find some similarities that us humans haven't been able to find it because we haven't had the proper time to investigate. In that case, there is no explicit feedback in terms of like, labeled data or not. And yeah, it's used usually like when you want to explore some data sets that have never been explored, or just because like they are too complex, too huge, and you'd like to have the tech provided by AI to help you here.